I am just as frustrated as the next person, maybe more. But I also know that you have to find a way to keep providing hope for people.
The March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, one of the goals of that was to achieve equitable voting rights experiences for African Americans in this country, and that resulted in the Voting Rights Act of 1965. To know that we are in 2022 and people are still fighting for equitable voting rights coming off of the last few presidential elections, moving into the 2022 midterms, what are the guttural feelings about that, knowing that it's been 59 some odd years and people are still asking for the same thing?
We look at the modern civil rights movement and the leadership of Dad, and these campaigns really were not sprints, they're marathons. Now, this is far beyond a marathon when you look at where we should be. But the fact of the matter is every piece of legislation, from the Civil Rights Act of 64 to the Voting Rights Act of 65 to fair housing legislation in 68, they were not done until they were done. So my point is, we can never give up, we can never give out, we can never give in. We have to continue to push this ball forward.
The 2022 midterm elections are fast approaching. Aside from the actual people that are on the ballot, what do you believe is on the line as voters head to the ballot box this November?
I think what's on the line is, we heard Clarence Thomas mention dismantling the rights that couples have and who's going to be married. And there's no telling how much they want to move the needle back. The Republican Party has shown us that on all of these issues, they pretty much are in step with what the court wants to do. That's a frightening proposition. Social services. Generally, Republicans have had no interest in that. The basic grants that families get. Some of the families in our nation would not be able to survive if it wasn't for some of the government funding that exists. They want to cut all that funding out. If you don't understand the importance of this election, then you are definitely asleep and you need to be awakened.
You're launching the Drum Major Coalition, but this is not the first time that you've launched a fundraising effort for community organizers. What makes the Drum Major Coalition different and potentially more effective?
So our goal over the next 4 years is to raise $100 million and redistribute it to 40 organizations, some in swing states and around this country, that are really doing the work to make a difference in these communities. These organizations are so important because they can dictate based on their being able to really bring the vote out. That will make the difference in Congress. And then Congress will be able to do some things. If we had the senators that we have, plus another couple senators, we could get federal voting rights right away. So that's what makes a difference. But that's just one of many issues. To me, that's one of the most important because that's the only place where we all have an equal opportunity to participate, and it should be unfettered.